Look in the mirror for a moment. Be honest with yourself. That belly fat, those love handles, that soft layer around your stomach. Most people think the reason it exists is very simple. They believe it's because they eat too much. But in reality, that's not the real reason. And if you don't understand what's actually happening inside your body, you might spend years trying to lose belly fat without ever seeing real results. In this video, we're going to explain the simple scientific mechanism behind belly fat loss and why the real solution is much easier than you think. Imagine your body like a bank account. Every time you eat food, you are depositing money into that account. Every time you walk, breathe, move, or even sleep, your body is withdrawing money from that account. If the amount you deposit is greater than the amount you withdraw, the extra doesn't just disappear. Your body stores it. And the place your body prefers to store it the most is belly fat. This is the basic rule of body fat. Energy in, energy out. If the energy coming in is greater than the energy you burn, fat will accumulate. This is where many people make a mistake. They believe the only way to lose fat is through extremely intense workouts. You see them in the gym, running at full speed on the treadmill, sweat pouring off their bodies, completely exhausted. And they think, if I'm sweating this much, I must be burning fat. But in reality, that's not true. Sweat is simply water leaving the body. It is not fat disappearing. You might lose 1 to 2 kilograms after a heavy workout. But as soon as you drink water again, the weight comes right back. So suffering in the gym is not always the answer. There's something many people don't realize. Your body decides where fat is stored and where fat is lost first. This is largely influenced by genetics. For many people, especially men, belly fat is the body's long-term storage. It's the place the body holds on to the longest. So when you begin losing weight, you might notice your face getting slimmer, your arms getting smaller, but your stomach still remains. Imagine it like a roll of toilet paper. When the roll is still full and you pull off one sheet, you barely notice any difference. But when the roll is almost empty, every sheet you pull off creates a very visible change. Belly fat is often the last layer of fat to disappear. Another big mistake is believing that exercise can compensate for a poor diet. Let's look at a simple number. A fairly intense workout might burn around 350 to 400 calories. That sounds like a lot, but 400 calories is actually very small. It could simply be 2 slices of pizza, a sugary coffee, or a small portion of French fries, which means 45 seconds of eating can completely undo an hour of exercise. That's why fat loss mostly happens in the kitchen, not in the gym. Now here's something that might surprise you. One of the most effective fat-burning activities is actually extremely simple. It's walking, not sprinting, not high-intensity cardio, just walking. When you walk at a moderate pace, your body still burns energy, but without creating too much stress. It doesn't significantly raise stress hormones. It doesn't leave you completely exhausted, and it doesn't make you extremely hungry afterward. You can do it every day. You can do it when you're tired. You can do it even when your body feels sore. And most importantly, you can sustain it for a long time. 1 hour of walking can burn around 300 to 400 calories. That's close to many intense workouts, but much easier to maintain consistently. There is a concept that very few people know about. It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It refers to the calories you burn from everyday activities. For example, walking around the house, climbing stairs, cleaning, moving around during the day, or simply standing instead of sitting. For many people, NEAT burns more calories than going to the gym. But modern life makes us sit far too much. Sitting at work, sitting in the car, sitting on the sofa. Just increasing your daily movement can significantly change your body's energy balance. A simple goal is 10,000 steps per day. But movement alone is not enough. You also need to change the way you eat. This does not mean starving yourself. Instead, choose foods that have high volume but low calories. For example, green vegetables, salad, watermelon, strawberries, cucumbers. These foods take up a lot of space in your stomach but contain very few calories, so you still feel full without consuming too much energy. Another important factor is muscle. Muscle burns more energy than fat, even when you are resting. That means the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns throughout the entire day, even while you are sleeping. That's why combining strength training with daily movement is a very effective strategy. If we simplify everything, the real formula for fat loss becomes very clear. First, eat slightly fewer calories than your body needs. Second, prioritize foods that are high in protein and keep you full longer. Third, increase your daily movement and try to reach around 10,000 steps per day. And finally, build muscle through strength training. You don't need extreme methods. You don't need brutal workout programs. All you need are simple habits that you maintain consistently. Because in the end, fat loss isn't about suffering. It's about understanding how your body truly works.